What's up, everyone? It's Kanan.
It's Jessie.
And we're the Geeky Saying couple. Finally back together again in video form. What can we say? As you can see, she has been very sick. Well, not very sick. It's just a cold that's been going around, which I'm currently in the early stages of getting, I'm sure. But I don't know. I feel better than I did yesterday. She's also been working on cosplays and all that for the recent con we went to. But yes, this is a new RWBY video, finally, for the first time in a while. Some new RWBY stuff to talk about. But before we get to that, here is a message from today's sponsor of the video. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible is the leading provider for audiobooks and more. With thousands of titles to choose from, including exclusives you won't find anywhere else, there is something for everyone. Whether you are looking for something new or an old favorite you have read or listened to many times, they have it. You can listen anywhere with the free app, and it can be downloaded on all smartphones and tablets. You can download titles and listen offline anytime, anywhere. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. If you can't decide what to listen to, no worries. You can keep your credits for up to a year. We love to listen to audiobooks and podcasts on long trips, workouts, or cosplay crafting, or even when we're gaming. It helps pass the time and can also be relaxing. Escape into the world of an audiobook by using our link here, audibletrial.com/geeky saying couple. You can get a 30-day free trial. The link is down in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, so a lot of stuff's been going on. The RWBY fandom sadly did have a major setback with a certain artist in the fandom. Not going to go too much into it. I mean, we could have done a whole commentary video on the whole situation, but a very well-known White Rose artist, who also did some Mombi, but it was mostly White Rose artist, came out, and turns out
Not so nice things.
yeah, but we're not going to get into that because it's some very hurtful stuff that hurt a lot of people, and there's just it's all on Twitter if you want to go into it. But we finally got a first look at the RWBY and Justice League movie that is coming out in 2023. It's going to be a two-parter. It is direct to DVD, though. Hopefully it gets screened in some theaters somewhere, and if it does, hopefully there's one nearby we can go to watch it. But these DC, excuse me, direct to DVD movies usually never do air in theaters unless there's a special festival or convention going on. But we're also going to talk about the new comic for RWBY and DC that is coming out soon, that we didn't cover when it was first announced, just because we wanted there to be at least one other thing we could talk about in a video, because there just wasn't a whole lot of information. So let's go ahead and pull up our first picture. Here we go. This is our first look of the RWBY and Justice League movie. So of course we've got RWBY and Weiss in their Beacon outfits, because that's around the time period that the story's going to take place, with remnants versions of Superman and Batman, or Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. Now we want to specify first that the story in this movie is not the same story that was told in the first round of comics. This is a whole new story. That's why Bruce doesn't have his bat ears. Looks like he's got actual bat wings in this version. So he's still a bat faunus, just a different trait. Now, the RWBY fandom has not, for the most part, has not been very kind about this movie, asking why is it happening. Some accusing it of taking resources away from Volume 9. Despite the ones who have worked on it saying it didn't. Here's the thing. We've got to remember, at the end of the day, Warner drives the ship. And DC is a very profitable entity that Warner has. Of course, they want to do as many crossovers as we can. And guys, if you know anything about comics, there's been a crossover for everything. There's currently or was, a Power Rangers versus Godzilla crossover. There was Power Rangers, I think, versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or X-Men or something like that. There's been Batman, Superman versus the Predator, and then they threw Aliens in the mix, and Marvel's done the same thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batman. Comic crossovers are not new. They happen with almost every popular entity, and RWBY being very popular, most say it's the most popular thing that Rooster Teeth has besides Red versus Blue, so of course Warner wants to cash in on that. Now, let's talk about how it looks. So, I will admit, Superman looks kind of funny. His head kind of looks like Humpty Dumpty in a way. RWBY and Weiss look fine to me. A lot of people say, oh, they look photoshopped. I think that's just because it's RWBY and Weiss standing next to Batman and Superman. Like, who would have thought? I think Batman looks fine. The only thing I could say is he looks a little too happy. Batman / Bruce Wayne broods a lot. So yeah, he looks a little too happy. But yeah, also, this is a movie that is still a work in progress. This is more than likely not the finished product. That's one pet peeve I have about certain fandoms, whether it's video games, whether it's a movie that's got a lot of CGI in it or animation. People see an early shot and they automatically judge the whole entire thing. Guys, this thing is still in progress. Now, if Superman still looks like this in the final movie, okay, fine. He's going to have a Humpty Dumpty head. But let's wait and see the final product before we just blow off. Plus, I just don't like dissing other people's work when it's obvious that they are working hard on this. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why it's happening. DC, a major cash cow, with RWBY, another major cash cow. So of course, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see RWBY and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw RWBY and the Power Rangers one day. This is just the beginning, and so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Superman looks a little funny, but I think Batman looks all right, and of course RWBY and Weiss look fine. But what do you think? I mean, you're the artist of the two.
Yeah, I did notice. I mean, the little bit of too happy and Batman, but I mean, it's not like he's like smiling with teeth and all that. That'd be a little out of character. But yeah, I did notice Superman looks a little off. But other than that, it doesn't look bad. I mean, for a first look, I mean.
Yeah, and like I said, RWBY and Weiss look fine, I think.
From what I've seen, they look fine.
Yeah. So yeah, this is only a first shot of a work-in-progress movie. They did announce the voice cast, and it's mostly, like, I didn't really recognize any of the names for the DC characters, but of course, like, characters are returning from the RWBY series. Apparently, even though this is Beacon-era RWBY and Weiss, Oscar is apparently going to be in this. But then again, this is more than likely going to be a non-canon story that has no effect on the main story of RWBY. Apparently a character named Rolf is going to be in this, and I've seen some already making the jokes that Rolf from Ed, Edd and Eddy is going to be in it. That would be funny, but I don't think it's that Rolf. So yeah, so the movie comes out next year. It's going to be a two-parter. I always reserve judgment until I see the final product. So we'll definitely probably do a review on the movie when it comes out. But yeah, so far I think I like Batman's batsuit. Superman is kind of wearing almost the same thing that he wore in the comics, except the S isn't as big. I think in the comic it like almost completely covered his whole entire front. But yes, these are remnant versions of the Justice League. Batman is, of course, a bat faunus. He's still rich, apparently, but Superman, all of his power, his semblance is that he can use power from the sun, which is very Superman. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how this goes. Because, I mean, come on, it's a RWBY movie. Whoever thought we'd get a movie for RWBY? But then again, we got a full-on anime that we still have not watched all the way through. I think at this point we're just going to wait for the home release of Ice Queendom to finally watch it. So now we're going to talk about this a little bit. Because we didn't talk about it when it came out. So, we're getting another Justice League RWBY crossover comic. One of the biggest differences I read on this is that instead of this being set in Remnant, this is putting the RWBY girls into the world of DC. So we're going to have the original Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and other members of the Justice League, but now Team RWBY exists within that world. Now, let's zoom in a little bit more here, make it a little bit bigger. I'll try not cover both of us too much. So this is the designs for Team RWBY in the world of DC. Now, we don't know exactly how they're going to do with Blake, because, let's face it, faunists don't exist like they do in RWBY in the world of DC. So, I don't know how they're going to go with that. I like Blake's outfit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Black Cat from the Spider-Man comics in a little bit. RWBY doesn't really look all that much different.
I don't see her skirt, though.
No, she doesn't have a skirt. She's wearing like your stereotypical superhero latex suit, in a way. Weiss looks very Weiss-like. I think out of all of them, Weiss's is the one I'm thinking, looks like her hair is way longer. I also just noticed that RWBY's cape is like, it's really, really long. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And then Yang looks like she comes from where Wonder Woman is from. Like, Yang literally looks like an Amazon, almost. And her hair is crazier than ever. She's kind of wearing, like, the kind of helmet that Juggernaut from the X-Men series wears. So they're kind of blending some Marvel and DC designs in here. But, I'm really curious what Team RWBY's story is in this, because like I said, this is going to be set in DC's world, not Remnant. So, instead of semblances, they may actually have superpowers. Blake being able to copy herself, RWBY and her speed, Weiss and her glyphs, and Yang with her burn. So, yeah, I really don't know. Because, well, then again, there's not been a whole lot of information come up about it. But, of course, it's going to be interesting because you got Team RWBY in their new looks, their DC looks with the classic Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, the Trinity of DC. It's going to be interesting. I just wonder if, like, there will be some kind of misunderstanding and they'll start off fighting each other before they team up and fight some common enemy. That's kind of overdone, though. I kind of hope they don't do that. I kind of hope RWBY and them are some kind of... They're a team like they are in the show, but they've kind of been making a name for themselves, and so the Justice League is interested in them. I do remember they did release a small synopsis, but we didn't have time to look it up. I'd rather just kind of be more of a guessing and, predicting what may happen instead of just, reading, oh, it says this. But I do remember from it that they are already a team and they're like in town or something like that. They're in the area doing something and the Justice League have been hearing about them or something like that. It is something like that. But what do you think? Who do you think has the best design? I know you're usually more biased toward Blake, but...
I mean, I still like Blake's design, so...
You think you'll ever try to cosplay it?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess...
Those pants look really hard. And she's got a mask.
Not really. They're kind of just, like, bubbled out.
Yeah. Yang's is interesting. Did they finally give her abs?
I can't tell.
I don't
Too
know.
early to see. No, she's got some like 80s hair going on though.
Yeah, her hair looks way wilder than it does in the show. So, yeah. So there's our thoughts on what's been going on so far. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to be too hard on how the movie looks so far because it's more than likely a work in progress shot. I just try not to judge stuff before it comes out. Plus, I feel like it's kind of disheartening to the animators who are working, or like the whole staff working on this, who are working hard on it, and people are already dismissing it just because it's not RWBY Volume 9. Guys, Volume 9 is coming in early 2023. That's when, we're in December. We're close. Just be a little bit more patient. But, yeah, that's all I got. You got anything to add? Alrighty. Well, guys, that's a short little video. Sorry for no What If Yang was a saying this Friday. I just, with the whole situation with the car, getting back into work, working 6 days in a row again, and Christmas being so close, I just have not had time to really sit down and think out my plot. Hopefully next week I will have it. No delays as far as video uploads go, as far as Christmas goes. I don't think there should be a reason why we can't upload. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave a comment. Please help us get to 1,000 subscribers. As always, guys, this is Kanan.
This is Jessie.
We love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you, hopefully, in the next one. Bye.